thank you very much, Annie, for that wonderful presentation, very informative. We're lucky enough now to have a few minutes just to talk through some of the things that One Connect do and the things that you guys offer, and we'll perhaps go into a bit more detail about the services that you could bring to Abu Dhabi and how the the people watching could benefit from all of the offerings that you have. So yeah, let's get started. I've got a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Good stuff. So I think the first one, really important, as you know, Fintech Abu Dhabi is all about the startups and those amazing startups that are disrupting the fintech space globally. And of course, you guys, One Connect, you're a startup, but you've made it into the big time, and you're now listed on the New York Stock Exchange. And it would be really great for the hundreds of startups tuning in from all over the world to hear from you a little bit about your journey as a startup and how you've got to where you are today. And just to add to that, how does that journey stand you in good stead for the company that you are today?
Sure. Love to share the story about it. It was not an easy one though. When I first joined the organization in July 2018, they are having less than 10 employees. And our goal back then was simply just bringing in the best of China's fintech services platform, which is building upon Ping An Group's extensive knowledge and expertise to empower the organizations in the international market, starting with Southeast Asia, which is closer to our international hub in Singapore. With the strong foundation and coverage in first year, we are able to expand rapidly to more than 100 staff strength in our second year, streamlining our focus solutions and all in for whale hunting in our second year. If you wonder what is whale hunting is actually we are focusing on the strategic projects within the region. So our whale hunting initiative is proven very successful in view of our unique value propositions of proven comprehensive end-to-end financial technology solution and finance plus technology approach. So moving forward, our targeted customer segment will expand from financial institutions to government and regulator. As of June 2020, One Connect served over 3,700 financial institutions in over 15 countries and regions. In summary, our first year focused on laying the foundation before rapid expansion in second year, leveraging on our competitive edges. We will focus on strategic growth and deliver our ecosystem vision beyond that. Now, further elaborate the two key points that are critical to our path of success. They are the comprehensive end-to-end fintech solutions and finance plus technology approach that I mentioned just now. With 16 end-to-end solutions and more than 50 core modules and our cloud-native solutions, and we actually open up our 2,400 APIs available to the public, One Connect can offer a full scope meaning covering both sales, product, risk control, and operation, and we can offer a full stack from IaaS to PaaS to SaaS solutions, covering all financial services verticals from insurance to bank to investment, which make us stand out from other players. Secondly, we focus more than just innovative technologies. We have incorporated our wealth of financial service industry experience and knowledge in the overall solution with strong support from Ping An Group, who is one of the most successful digitally transformed integrated finance organization in the world. Our technology and industry expertise are originated and evolved along the way within Ping An Group as well. So this is our belief of finance plus technology, and we are practicing it every day. And that forms one of our unique propositions. Many people can build a system or platform for our customer, but we are the one that combining both technology and the business knowledge. That's why we call it finance plus technology. In summary, One Connect being the fintech driver for Ping An Group, we can capitalize on the synergy relationship with Ping An and leverage on the group's strength, wealth of resources, and technology expertise to make our clients successful.
Wow, okay, brilliant. Well, it sounds like you've come to the right place, because obviously here at Fintech Abu Dhabi, we've got hundreds of banks, corporates, insurance companies, and of course, government agencies and regulators all coming to learn about the emerging technologies and what will shape the banking infrastructure of the future. I'd like to just touch on, I'm sure most of our audience are fully aware about Ping An, which is the largest insurer in China. And it's obviously fantastic for you guys that you have that backing. But tell us a bit more about the relationship you have with them.
Sure. So maybe I start a little bit on Ping An's background. So Ping An Group is actually a world-leading technology-powered personal finance service group with 210 million direct customer and 560 million of internet user. Ping An is one of the largest integrated finance institution in the world. Ping An has two overarching strategies. One is traditional finance, which is insurance, banking, and asset management that all of you will know. And we also have the other strategy, which is technology-driven ecosystem. This ecosystem is actually focusing on the provision of financial and lifestyle services through our integrated platform and 5 ecosystems. The 5 ecosystems namely are financial services, healthcare, automotive, real estate, and smart city. Ping An's aim is to provide customer and internet user with innovative and simple products and services. Ping An started 32 years ago as an insurance company with just 13 employees, going through a very inspiring transformation journey from insurance leader to integrated financial institutions giant. With today, they have 1.8 million of employees and manage over $1 trillion of total asset. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of their journey. In the first decade, when they started in 1988, they focused on building the foundations of the system and mechanism related to insurance, and they actually managed to get into the second largest insurance company in China. At the same time, they are pursuing modern insurance. Second decade, they are actually focusing on how to make insurance business to be best within the industry itself using the modern business model and technology. And at the same time, they are pursuing to be integrated financial services organization. So their second decade, they managed to grow themselves into the #1 insurer within China. That paved them very well into the third decade, whereby they actually acquired a bank, renamed it to Ping An Bank, and managed to push this bank to be the top 10 bank in China. How do they do it is they are actually strengthening their positioning. Remember, they pursue integrated financial services in second decade, so they further strengthen it in this third decade, and they start pursuing finance plus technology, which is one of the key approach that I mentioned just now, because they see that how technology can enable them within their business. So then moving on, which is right now the fourth decade, coming on to the fourth decade, they are moving on from there. They are going to strengthen the finance plus technology. They will continue with this strategy, and they will start to pursue finance plus ecosystem. So all in all, I would say that what we can actually really leveraging on Ping An Group as a subsidiary or the fintech arm of Ping An Group itself is the large ecosystem that they are having, the 5 ecosystems that I mentioned, and the staff strength that they are having in terms of the R&D and innovative technology. We can really leverage on that. And on top of that, we can actually also leveraging on them to actually using our own solution within their own environment to make it not only that is a cutting edge technology that we can coming out from the R&D lab, innovative technology coming out from R&D lab, it can also be business relevant to all our customers. So I think these are the 3 key things that we can really leverage on our parents Ping An Group.
Great, that's very impressive. Okay, good stuff. So we've got a bit of the background. That's great. Tell us now, because of course, the key to why people come to this event is to learn, as I said, about those technologies. And there'll be lots of people watching and tuning in now, be they in the Middle East, in the UAE, or anywhere around the world that are working at banks or financial institutions or other corporates that are looking really to just embark on that digital transformation journey. So digital transformation officers looking to see what they can do to get ahead of the game. So obviously that's what you do, is you help them with that journey. And I was going to ask you, what piece of advice, maybe 3 pieces of advice you would give to a digital transformation officer who's at a bank in the Middle East, who's just looking to start that journey? What 3 pieces of advice would you have for them?
Right. My spontaneous answer to this question will be plan, plan, and plan. It shows that how important a plan is, right? But I will add on, the other 2 points. So of course, first is you need to have a plan. Second, I think you need to have a map. And third is you need to have a right team of people. Let me explain a little bit more on each of the point. I mentioned plan is very important. It's actually a comprehensive plan for the transformation journey that you need to have in place. Because digital transformation is not just about technology. It involves cultural shift, new business practice, new technology, transiting the entire business model that to be a more agile one. And you need to be a customer-centric and data-driven design. Not to forget about data governance and risk control consideration, so on and so forth. So there are many things that you need to consider. Therefore, a plan is very important. And when I mentioned about customer-centric digital transformation, it's not just about customer experience. The employee experience is very important as well. So employee-centric, redefining each individual's role and responsibility to align with the transformation goal is also very important in the plan. The second point is regarding about the right group of people. So best is to have a tech-savvy leadership team to lead this digital transformation, because digital transformation starts from the top and cascade down to the organization. And it should be led by the people who are very familiar with the digital technology. And evidence to support on that, a study and McKinsey actually find that organizations that engage a chief digital officer, CDO, to support their transformation journey were 1.6 times more likely to report a successful digital transformation than others. Now, third is a map. I mentioned about a map. It's actually a digital roadmap, execution map. You can think of it in that way. We can identify the transformation champions within the organizations, who are the people can lead this initiative. And not only that, we need to take stock of all the technology platform and software that currently deployed in the organization. This is to identify potential gaps, technology gap and technical competencies. What are the technical competencies within the organization, and therefore what are the gaps? And we need to assess what is the organization goal and what is the integration needs to the organization. So this must be all put down into details into the digital roadmap, on top of how do you optimize the operations. And a very important point is you must have an effective communication tool that can actually communicate easier within the organization, that make the entire plan and the entire journey very accessible across the organization too.
Fantastic. Okay, good to know. Well, thank you for that. So leading on to that, I guess the next question that leads on is if you could go into a bit more specifics on a case study or an example of a, let's say, a traditional retail bank somewhere in the world that you've helped and helped them with their transformation. Can you give us a kind of a case study or an example of something you've done there?
Instead of talking about a legacy retail bank, maybe I share one of the examples that we actually done with one of the quite inspiring bank in Philippines, which is Union Bank of the Philippines. And we actually work with their fintech arm, which is called UBX. So what are the things that we are working on with them is related to a SME lending platform, digital lending platform. And why we are doing that is because micro SMEs are actually the key driver for growth and innovation in Philippines. And yet they are having difficulty to get financing support when they need to start or scale their business. So taking the opportunity to bridge this gap, we have built this first multi-lender end-to-end digital lending platform for micro SME, even with blockchain invoice financing capabilities in Philippines together with UBX. This platform is called SICAP, which help micro SMEs to quickly search, compare, and apply for the credit loan digitally. The loan approval turnaround time has reduced tremendously from more than 2 weeks, which that is the normal where a traditional loan application would take, to within a day for approval. The platform has gone live in less than 5 months, and they have enjoyed the business value of 300% increase of loan application in just 3 months into the operation. They have also achieved 100% revenue growth. And the very important point is 90% of the micro SME being approved from the platform are newly acquired customer to the bank. So the customer acquisition rate is actually more than 90%. So that is fantastic. And one of our key value proposition in building this SME ecosystem for digital lending in the country is with channel partners. So we built the SME ecosystem within the system, within the country itself, with 2 key areas, for example, who are in this ecosystem. One of them is the channel partners. Channel partners is to increase the lead acquisition that will help the customer acquisition I mentioned just now. Example of such channel partners are the leading e-commerce player like Lazada. And data partners to support fraud and credit risk control. Example of such data partners are credit bureaus and global credit and risk information solution provider. All these are enabling and achieving our goal of financial inclusion together with the bank.
That's fantastic. So tell us quickly, I think we've got about 3 minutes left. Tell us more about the Ping An Bank that you have helped create in China.
Sure. Ping An Bank is actually innovative technology promotes the 3 phases of transformation within Ping An Bank. And it will be in all aspects within the bank itself to make them an AI bank. And through the technology-led transformation of business model, Ping An Bank actually achieved 140% growth in retail banking revenue, 85% and 127% increase in retail and wealth management customer base respectively. And I would like to highlight 4 key areas where they have a very successful transformation. First, start with sales. So they call it smart sales. Digital sales platform combines online and offline world together to enhance customer experience and sales performance. So one good example is they have actually issued 4 million of intelligent credit card to their customer to date itself, with 90% of them are reviewed and being approved by AI technology. Second area is they have an end-to-end digital lending platform for retail and SME market, covering key modules like product design. So product design will enable component-wise configurations of the products. And the second area is they have omni-channel portions whereby they can realize multi-channel customer acquisition. Third area is smart pre-lending, which improve risk control in credit approval, for example. The fourth area will be smart approval, which automate the entire approval process. And lastly, the smart collection for real-time and dynamic post-loan monitoring, which can give early warning signal to the bank whereby a fraud case or a delay in payment was going to happen. So all this efficiency of the loan product launch was improved by 300%, and they can reduce the time for disbursement from 8 days to 2 days. So third areas that I think they do very well and very successful is actually smart customer service. And these were being applied both in sales and service sector. For sales, they are using AI robots to serve 55 million outbound calls with customers with 20% of productivity gained. For services, 82% of the service calls are managed by AI customer service rep. So who are they? They are actually robots in this case. And it can increase monthly customer service volume by 500% year on year. And they actually achieve a result of with a 3% increase in NPS. On top of that, there is a cost saving of $227 million per year by using these AI robots to handle the services call. So this is one of the very important and successful areas they are in. Last areas that I wanted to touch on is their smart risk management. This is an intelligent control platform that launched in 2019 to address issues associated with the risk control management of its corporate credit business. It uses various sources of the business and behavioral data, leveraging on AI technology to form labels through business rules, model operations, industry risk, and policy rules, which given an overall view of customer risk profile to improve the analysis and management of credit review. As a result, it achieved 30% of enhancement in approval process efficiency. With all this, just want to share with you, Ping An Bank has been awarded with Asia Best Digital Bank by Euromoney in July this year, and they also is the Asia Pacific Regional winner at Gartner Eye on Innovation Award in November this year as well. So we are humbled that this award recognizing our customer, Ping An Bank, for their innovative use of our OneConnect digital technology.
Phenomenal. Well, that's really brilliant. Also, well done to you guys. And it looks like there's plenty you have to offer the region here in Abu Dhabi. I think that's just about all we've got time for. So I just want to say thank you so much, Annie Ong from OneConnect Financial Technology. And just for everyone, our viewers out there listening and people interacting on the platform, OneConnect actually have a booth here. You can go and leave your details. You can download some information. And they also have a meeting room. So if you want to talk further with Annie and her team, do reach out to them through the platform and set up a meeting. Or you can reach out to any of the organisers at Unbound or ADGM, and we'll hook you up with Annie and the team that way. Thank you very much, Annie.
Thank you, Mark, for hosting the session.